Okay, so if you're thinking about your job and what the next year holds, there's one topic that's pretty much impossible to ignore: artificial intelligence. But what's really going on behind all the hype and the headlines? Let's dive in and figure it out together.
I mean, this is the question on everyone's mind, right? You see these headlines everywhere predicting massive job losses. And honestly, with all that noise, it is totally understandable to feel a little bit anxious about it all.
But here's the thing: those scary headlines, they're designed to grab your attention, but they might be missing the real story. The truth is, well, it's a lot more interesting and actually way more hopeful than you might think. And this really gets to the heart of it. The future of work isn't about us competing against AI. It's about teaming up with it. Think of it less like a competition and more like a collaboration, a partnership where we can achieve things we've never even dreamed of before. Okay, so to really get a handle on this, let's first talk about the sheer scale of this change, because we're not just talking about a little ripple in the job market here. This is a massive seismic shift. First off, just look at the pace of everything. A report from LinkedIn found that if you're just starting your career today, you're likely going to hold twice as many jobs as someone who started just 15 years ago. The whole idea of a single lifelong career, yeah, that's pretty much a thing of the past. And it's not just that we're switching jobs more often. The jobs themselves are fundamentally changing. Get this, by 2030, a whopping 70% of the skills that are considered core to most jobs today will be different. And the main catalyst for that change? You guessed it, AI. So what does that actually look like in the real world right now? Let's forget all the crazy sci-fi movie stuff for a second and talk about what AI is actually doing in the workplace today. You know, this quote from an accountant on Reddit just nails it. They say they use tools like ChatGPT, but it's only marginally useful because their real work depends on knowing the super specific details about their clients and their company's workflows. AI is great with general knowledge, but it just doesn't have that deep, specific context, and that's a huge piece of the puzzle. And this really clarifies the biggest misunderstanding out there. The big fear is that entire jobs are just going to disappear. But the reality is much more subtle. It's not about replacing people, it's about automating specific repetitive tasks, which, when you think about it, frees us up to do the more interesting, creative parts of our jobs. And you can see this playing out everywhere. Think about it. In marketing, AI can help draft personalized emails. In finance, it can crunch through invoices. For HR, it can screen the first round of resumes. In every single one of these cases, the AI isn't replacing the professional. It's acting like a super efficient assistant, giving them back time to focus on strategy and innovation. Okay, but automating tasks? That's really only half the story. Because at the same time, this whole shift is creating a brand new frontier of jobs, roles that literally didn't even exist just a few years ago. I mean, just look at some of these job titles popping up: AI engineer, machine learning engineer, even prompt engineer. Who ever heard of that 5 years ago? According to Coursera, these are some of the hottest, most in-demand careers right now. These are the people building and guiding our new AI-powered world. Let's zoom in on one of them just to make it real: the AI manager. What is that? Well, according to the Bologna Business School, this is the person who connects the tech to the business goals. They aren't just a coder, they're a strategist, a leader who makes sure AI is being used in a smart, effective, and responsible way. Which, of course, brings us to the most important question of all, right? With everything changing so fast, how on earth do you prepare for this new reality? And there's definitely a sense of urgency. The World Economic Forum projects that almost half, 44%, of workers' core skills are going to be transformed by 2027. That's just a few years away. It's a huge number, and it means we all need to have a plan. So this is where we have to shift our mindset. Reskilling can sound like a chore, right? Like extra homework, but it's not. In this new world, being able to learn and adapt isn't just a nice to have, it's your strategic superpower. It's the absolute best way to future-proof your career. And you can be really smart about it. A good reskilling plan, like the one outlined by Ubrix, isn't just about taking random classes. It starts by taking stock. What skills do I have now, and what skills will I need? Then you create a personalized learning plan. And, this is key, you track your progress to see the real-world impact. And all of this leads to what I think is the most exciting part of this whole story. It's the final piece of the puzzle. What actually happens when we combine our unique human strengths with the incredible power of AI? It really boils down to this. Humans and AI are good at different things.
We're amazing at things like creativity, critical thinking, empathy, making ethical judgments. AI, on the other hand, is just phenomenal at processing massive amounts of data and spotting patterns we'd never see. The beautiful thing is, these skills don't compete with each other. They're perfectly complementary.
There's actually a term for this synergy. It's called collaborative intelligence. It's this simple but incredibly powerful idea. When you combine our human strengths with AI strengths, you get something that's way more powerful than either one could be on its own. That's where the real innovation is going to happen.
So maybe we've been asking the wrong question all along. Instead of asking, is AI coming for my job, the real, more exciting question is, my new AI teammate is here. What are we going to build together? Because the future of work isn't something that's just happening to us. It's something we are all actively creating, one amazing collaboration at a time.